What up, what up, what up, everybody, man? You know who this is. This is Lily with the Issue We Talk. We're going to be talking about a lot of things today. We're going to be talking about the Kirk Frost situation, man. We're also going to be talking about David. If you don't know who David is, he is a underground singer slash rapper. We're going to talk about his situation. We're going to talk about, you know what? I don't even want to say what we're going to talk about. We're just going to be talking about a bunch of stuff, and we're going to really talk ish about it. And I want y'all to really be there so we can really give you the issue we talk. I want to give a shout out to myself for really taking care of this training regimen. Man, I look good, y'all. Like, boom. This ain't the normal dude you've been seeing. Hey, man, I look not. But it's anyway, take care of yourself and others.
You can catch us on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you're on Apple Podcasts, please give us a 5-star review so we can continue to give you the ish that we talk. And now that is out the way, I will not act like I'm on AM fucking radio. What the fuck's the deal? All of you ugly motherfuckers. What's poppin'? I'm here with you. We here together. We gonna make this shit pop.
That shit went real fast. Shit, hold on. I'm still trying to load up my I'm still trying to load up my live on my TikTok. You know, hold on, give me a second.
Yeah.
Let me get this together. Jesus. Oh, man. What's everybody doing? This is the Issue We Talk. You know what it is. I told y'all before, I am Lily. I am the podcast host. We talk about topics from here and there and all the way around. And now I am the black toting, joint smoking, bad MO that you see in front of you. I am also with the lady that pushes the bells and the whistles. The lady who is top tier, creme de la creme. Let me know what the topics are. The best player in the game. I'm talking about, dude, if you think I'm Jordan, she's definitely Scotty. But, you know, my son don't do coke. And if she ever had a wife, she wouldn't turn around. That wife wouldn't try to turn around and screw my son. But that's here nor there. We're just going to do what we're doing right now. And let's give a round of applause for my dog, my cousin, my co-host, Lindsay.
Hi. And we want to give a shout out to Courtney, my cousin. She's watching on TikTok. Hey.
What's going on?
So yeah. But yeah, yes, we are here. We are in attendance. So how are you doing?
I am living life like it's golden in my Jill Scott voice. Trying to get through. My allergies are kicking in. That fall allergy wave really gets me bad around this time. I can't even lie to you. Mm-hmm. And like I'm truly trying to shake it off, but it's prominent. Like, so I'm trying my best to like hold it down right now. So if you see me like shedding tears, I'm not crying over a situation. My allergies are I'm talking about backshotting me. Pause.
Wow.
Yeah, it just is what it is.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Yeah. I woke up yesterday and I was like, God dang, you know how the lady woke up on Outbreak when she was like, oh my God. Like it was like, yeah, this is exactly how I woke up. I was like, oh shit, like I am going to go through it for the next week and a half. I already know what it is to get my body used to what's about to happen. I'm so glad I don't get sick, you know. Shit. Thank God that I don't get sick like that. I do get sick at least once or twice a year, and it's always around allergy season.
Gotcha.
So I'll get that summer pollen era. I'll get sick, and then that around this time where they're pushing out their last hurrah I'll get sick. And it always varies because sometimes I only get sick one time and then sometimes I get sick 2 times. But I'm just going through it. At first I was like, oh shit, I spent like $80 on just meds alone, just going to Walmart, like cold and flu symptoms, allergies, all that. And I do that for me and not just for me, but for my son, because I'm like, my son got my same DNA. So let me get this, you know what I'm saying? Let me get shit for him as far as like allergies and shit is concerned. But I thought about it. I was like, I don't have no sore throat or nothing. I'm just been sneezing and I got these watery eyes. This is allergies.
Yeah. Right. I got you. But we have Mr. Walker watching the live as well. Hey, Mr. Walker, he's definitely liking the live. And then Courtney said, crying, are you sure?
I'm sure. I'm 100% sure.
But yeah.
Hey, I've cried on this show before, so y'all know if I'm crying.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely thank you for liking the live and supporting for sure. But yeah, are you ready to get into these topics?
Let's get into these topics. Hold on, since you here on this live, how you like these arms? You know, these arms didn't look like this.
Yeah, there's definitely been an improvement.
You know what I'm saying? I've been really taking care of myself, fam.
Yeah, that's what's up. You're gonna have to do a TikTok of your workout regimen.
I got you. I'm like, damn, I'm like, really? So I remember I didn't like the jiggle, and I was like, oh shit,
right.
I've been like putting that work in. And truth be told, I ain't even gonna lie to you. I ain't did shit in like 2 weeks because we've been through a renovation in my job. But I've been eating like I'm supposed to eat. And that's a big thing too, because like
that's the majority of it.
Yeah, getting yourself together. Like I don't know if anybody knows this, but this is the honest to God truth. Getting your body right, man. It is really 80% of what you eat.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, so with the topics, we do have an update.
Oh, we got a good little new update popping. Look at that shit. Hey, I like it.
So yeah, update with the Kai Frost story. So as we talked about a few episodes ago, Rasheeda and Kirk Frost's son, Kai Frost, was a person of interest in regards to a murder of a local Atlanta rapper called K Hood, who was dating Kirk's daughter, Kelsey Frost.
I thought it was T Hood.
T Hood. K Hood is that one chick. Okay.
Yeah, that's what.
I'm getting the hoods mixed up. But yeah, T Hood. Right. Rest in peace. But yeah, so they are ruling the homicide as self-defense. So yeah, this is pretty much another lease on life, to be honest. And given the situation and what transpired after the situation and what we saw on social media and what have you, if I was Kai, I would never, and this is the very least, I would never speak to my sister ever again in life. She got me all the way fucked up. Because, bitch, I could have been up the river for your ass. Yeah. And you turned on me like your pillow was hot and you wanted the cool side. Like, that's how fast she fucking turned. What are your thoughts on this?
So, first and foremost, man, 100% shout out to Kai for it being self-defense. Shout out to, and I know I'm gonna get controversy for this, but I don't care. Shout out for Atlanta PD for actually doing their job and watching those videos and actually seeing that it was self-defense.
Yeah.
So what I'll say is this, because the lines get blurred because they keep on saying he shot this man in the back. What you don't understand is what assault is. When someone assaults you, and whatever your reaction is after the assault is self-defense. And I think that's where it gets misconstrued and it gets blurred in between the lines. It's a difference if you know you said something and y'all had words and this man turned around and then you shot him. This man put his hands on this man.
Yeah.
And so not only did you put your hands on me, you put your hands on my sister. And so
Yeah.
whatever I do after that is a reaction of what you did before.
Mhm.
And so I'm glad that they actually did their due diligence and understood what that was, regardless of how we're going to look at it, because it's a bunch of people that's going to argue with me and be like, well, now that means he thought about it. Yeah, I can think about punching you in the mouth right then and there. But I
Yeah.
can also think about I'm going to grab my pistol.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Both of them.
it's a difference when and so I don't think a lot of people understand it's a difference, homie, when assault is already taking place. When assault is already taking place, self-defense comes into play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, and I think he shot him in the front first, and then he may have flipped around and while he was still shooting him.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the back comes into play. But Courtney says that part typically they would just throw the man in jail without no investigation, facts, and baby, that Frost family got too much going on. Yeah, I definitely agree. And then we got Crystal Petty watching. Hey, Crystal. So yeah, yeah, like it's a lot going on in that family for sure. But this is, another lease on life. So yeah, Kelsey, I'm sorry, will have to be ousted. And yeah, and even if they, even if everybody else forgives her at a certain point and do allow her back into the family, if I was Kai, I wouldn't fuck with her on no capacity. I'm sorry. We're done here.
I'm and this is just me as a man talking. Um, you're gonna take your sister back. I don't know how long it's gonna take, but he's gonna take his sister back because he did that for his sister.
Right.
Uh, and so at the end of the day, he's gonna embrace his sister because she's gonna understand it. Like, well, let me take that whole thing back because she may never
Mhm.
understand, but he is always going to be able to open up the door to her because this is what I did for you.
No, but my thing is that it's not about what he did for her. It's about how she reacted afterwards. Like she was like kissing ass with his family, talking about, yeah, he did it, like admitting that he did it or anything like that. If at the very least, you should have stayed your ass quiet.
And so that's the whole thing in a nutshell. Like it's up to her to like try to come back to him. But
Yeah.
if she does, he's gonna open up for her. I
No.
can guarantee you that he's
This
gonna open
lady
up
has
for her.
this lady has put your life in danger, basically. Like you could have been sent up the river, you know what I'm saying? Like for good. That boy only 24 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like you got the rest of your life that could have been ruined behind your sister just, not having your back after you had her back. Like you wouldn't be in this if it wasn't for your sister. And
That's true.
I get that, your mind is different when you in a relationship with somebody that you just absolutely love, and you can't leave them on your own even though they are complete trash, because we've seen the videos. You know what I'm saying? Like that was horrible to watch. You know what I'm saying? Those videos of him abusing her. But when your brother does a solid like this for you, because just out of love and protection of you, on the strength of you being his sister, the very least you can do is shut the fuck up. You didn't have to get on social media talking about how much you loved him and how you're hurt too. You didn't have to get on the phone with his family saying X, Y, and Z. Girl, shut the fuck up.
And that's true. We
Yeah,
got not to cut you off. We
yeah.
got DJ on here. Hey DJ, you got any thoughts about this? Let me hold on, let me turn this up. Can you hear me?
Uh-uh.
DJ, you here? All right, let me.
Okay, I don't even know if I'm on here. Yeah. Right there.
You got any thoughts about this, DJ Jazz? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect you. If you got something to say, go ahead and get back on. All right, sorry about that. I had a TikTok person that wanted to jump on and then didn't have nothing to say. Um, but like I get everything you saying. I just know what I've done. Like I have a plethora of sisters.
Yeah.
I've went through the ins and outs of baby daddies, boyfriends, and all that. I'm one of those people. Again, y'all have heard me say this plenty of times. I will never stop saying this. You stay out of dick and pussy business. Whole thing in a nutshell, as much as I stay out of dick and pussy business, what you're not gonna do is put your hands on me when I'm staying out of dick and pussy business. Then it becomes a whole different thing. Then it becomes I'm gonna take care of myself wholeheartedly because you got me fucked up, nigga.
Yeah.
At the same time when I say that, I'm going to try to protect my sister and also protect me at all costs. So if my sister sides with him because that's what they do, they lick the wounds of the victim or the alleged victim, you go ahead and do that. But at the end of the day, man, come on, man. My blood run through your veins. So whenever you want to get back, we can get back. Will it ever be the same? No. It'll never be the same, but I'm never going to close the door to you because you my blood. I know what I'm saying. It's one of those, it's certain levels to not all men, but different men. I know what I'm saying. Like, I'm going to make sure your kids is good. I'm going to make sure, you know what I'm saying, that like things are going on how they supposed to, but I'm never going to always just full-heartedly disrespect you after the thing that you know what I'm saying, after you allowed to happen.
I hear what you're saying, but I don't give a fuck. I've closed the door to family members for less. So, yeah.
You know what?
I don't care.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad because it's, and I'm glad you said that because it's a total different perspective because I was even privy to the day that I just found out, not even just found out, but like in conversation, like how women and men think about certain situations is utterly different. Like,
oh yeah,
I'm talking about completely different.
Yeah.
And so for me as a brother, I'm like, yeah, I got sisters that I love to death. I'm talking about love. But I wouldn't do too much for them. I would take care of their kids. I'll make sure they okay, and then I'll get the fuck out the way. Now there's other sisters that I'm talking about lay my life down. They can't call me. I wish somebody would call me and say, this sister is going through something. They already know this about to be a whole fucking problem.
Yeah. Right.
Other sisters that, it's other sisters that are calling. I'm like, man, let me call that nigga. Because I'd rather just make sure y'all settled before I go to fuck to sleep tonight. Because I ain't even about to go over there and be on some bullshit because I already know what y'all about to be on.
Right. No, I 1000% get that. We have JD watching. Hey, JD, and he also leveled up as well. Appreciate you. So, yeah, no, I get that or whatever. Like the kids are innocent, so like Kelsey got her son, so I can definitely see Kai still fooling with the son or whatnot. But as far as the sister is concerned, she can kick rocks. No, because you're a liability at this point. Yeah. You're a liability. So yeah, and some people were saying stuff about Kirk being involved or the lack thereof as it's been perceived, and I totally understand. Like if it was true, what he said was that pretty much he ain't getting involved no more because she continues to go back to him. So I totally get that. I totally get that because why would I get involved if you're continually going back to him? I can't stop you from going back to him. You know what I'm saying? Like if I could, I would, but she grown. You know what I'm
I
saying?
said this. I said this before in a podcast, and I know I got ridiculed for this, but it's the honest to God truth. As a father, I can only do so much for you. As a
Yeah.
father, I'm going to show you, and I'm going to tell you, and I haven't been the best father, so you're going to take whatever I say in a grain of salt. But I can't keep I can't keep involving myself in this shit,
Yeah.
because it makes me look bad.
Right, right. And
That's
he
the
got
whole
other
thing in a
kids that he
nutshell.
got to worry about. They still raising kids over there. You know what I'm saying? Like it's too much. It's too much, and you continually are putting yourself in that trick bag. Like it'd be one thing if you weren't putting yourself in that trick bag, but you were putting yourself in that trick bag. Like at this point, you got to kind of take responsibility. And I'm not about to put my life on the line for somebody that gonna keep running back.
Yeah, I
You know
mean,
what I'm saying?
I don't think, because everybody has their own opinion because they haven't been in certain situations.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just know because I've been in certain situations, as a brother, and I've seen certain situations as a father. Like, would you stay away from? And then when something bad happens, that father rolls out the red carpet because something bad has happened. But
Hmm.
it's and he gets ridiculed, but it's one of those things where I can't run the day-to-day life, because then I become a bad father, every time I try to intervene with shit. So I can't do
Yeah,
nothing but wait for the bad outcome to happen.
yeah.
I've been in situations like that. I got a homeboy right now, man. He tried to steer his daughter away from a dude so bad. I'm talking about so bad, where he even had been to the point where he ended up even going to jail over a situation, and then he was totally hands off, because she went right back to the dude. And then what ended up happening tragically was, this young lady ended up passing, and he had the best funeral service, that you can have for a child,
Yeah,
and they were like shooting him down, about it, like, you should have intervened. I've been intervening, but if she wants to go back and do this,
right,
what the fuck am I supposed to do? Only
right,
thing I can do right now, because he didn't get loud, he didn't get belligerent, he just said, only thing I can do right now is praise my daughter. I
right,
want to praise my daughter right now. Let everybody remember my daughter right now, and I'm gonna pay for it.
right, right.
But I
And
can't. Whatever actions my daughter did, I don't control that, and I
right,
respected that, because I understood, like, he did everything he can do. She still
mhm,
went back to the poison.
right, right. And you can only do so much as a parent, especially when they're grown. You know, Courtney says that's so sad, and she said, especially as a grown woman, preach. Kirk too busy trying to still trying to still handle Jasmine. Right. And then she said, intervene as a parent only makes them go harder most times. That's true.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Because kids can be defiant, you know. But I mean, but yeah, you can only do so much. You know what I'm saying? It's an unfortunate situation, somebody lost their life. But you know, like I said, shout out to Kai because he has another lease on life. So, you
yeah.
know,
Shout out,
shout
shout
out to
out to
him.
that young man, and shout
Yeah.
out to any brother, because I don't. I tell y'all, as much as I say I don't get in the dick and pussy business, I've also told y'all, you got one time. You got one time to do some shit, because you got to realize that she got
Mhm.
brothers too.
Yeah.
You got one time. Now, if she licks the wounds after I get done with you, then I'm not in that shit no more.
Yeah. Right.
But
Right.
I'm definitely about to deal with you.
Right. Right. Remember the first Godfather.
Yeah.
Remember how the oldest brother, I forgot his name, but the oldest brother used to get in the sister's business because the sister was getting whooped up on by her husband.
Yep.
And remember, he used to put the paws on that husband. Well, that husband turned around and got his ass, and she didn't leave him.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, shout out to Kai. So Next up is where should we go? Because
So many layers in this.
it's so many. Okay, let's just go on ahead and knock out Jimmy Kimmel. So Jimmy Kimmel got suspended indefinitely this past week. And yeah, this has been one of the backlashes from saying something against the status quo right now. And the status quo right now is to you know, make Charlie Kirk a martyr.
Yeah.
So yeah, when I first saw the clip of what got him suspended indefinitely, I was like, what did he say? I don't get it. I was like, it had to be explained to me what the big issue was. But
But it
it
still
was
can't be explained right though.
it it's a reach. It's a reach. But what they're saying is that they're basically mad that he pretty much told the truth, that it was allegedly, one of them that did it, because they looked into the background of this Tyler person, and he comes from a very conservative family. His parents are Republicans, like they're all MAGA. Um I don't know if he was necessarily MAGA, but he despised Charlie Kirk. So you
That was a
can
whole. That's the thing in a nutshell. It's like even MAGA didn't respect Charlie Kirk.
yeah.
And I think that's the narrative. Excuse me. I was just. I'm sorry. I'll let you talk.
Oh no, you're straight. So yeah, and then then Jimmy Kimmel made a joke because he showed a clip of the reporters asking Trump, how he's doing with the grieving process. And he was just like, I'm all right. But look over here, they're under construction for the ballroom. It's gonna be great. So Jimmy Kimmel said, he's in the fourth stage of grief, which is construction. And I thought it was a cute joke. I thought it was a cute joke because I mean, what? Why are we talking about this ballroom? Like deflection at its finest, right? So, yeah, they have affiliates. ABC has affiliates. One of the biggest affiliates is trying to do a merger, which the FCC has to approve. This person that coincidentally is trying to do this merger pretty much said they were going to pull Jimmy Kimmel from the markets that they are associated with. So because of that, they just was like, well, we're gonna pull Jimmy Kimmel off indefinitely. Then they're saying that if he comes on and makes a formal public apology and contributes financially to the Charlie Kirk Foundation, they'll consider bringing him back. Then they said that's not good enough. They said not only does he need to do that, but he needs to contribute financially to his wife and kids. We haven't heard anything yet from Jimmy Kimmel on yay, nay. But a lot of people have their opinions. Me personally, the only way I can see him doing that is if he considers the people he works with. I can see him being a person that would definitely take one for the team to bring everybody back to work. It would, I mean, for the greater good, it would kind of suck because it'll be perceived that you're going against your principles and values and whatnot. But I can also see him being because I mean, like, he doesn't need the money, of course, but every like the cast and crew don't get paid like the talent gets paid. So
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I get that. We got another person that's jumping on. Mel, do you have anything to say about this?
My thoughts is more about the boycott that's going on. I think it's great that people boycotting and standing true, but just me being me, I don't think it's gonna last that long, especially people that got kids, because they're gonna need that Disney Channel to sit down, have them kids sit down and watch TV and be quiet.
yeah. So just to speak on the boycott a bit, The boycott is people have been canceling Hulu and Disney in protest against what ABC is doing to Jimmy.
And they've been canceling their Disney cruises, tickets that they already bought ahead to go to Disneyland and Disney World. So, I mean, it's having a big impact on them. I don't think it's going to have a big impact like it did on Target, but I think in the beginning it's scaring them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
I can see that.
I can definitely see that as well. Because it can affect a lot. I don't think it's gonna affect enough to where they'll fold on Jimmy. But yeah, but I can definitely see them taking a stance, and letting them know like, hey, we're here and we don't like this. But if Pixar puts out one good movie, the kids don't give a damn about the protest.
I had both my grandkids last night, and I was doing strong. But then they started screaming for Spider-Man. I gave in. I need y'all to sit down and be quiet.
Yeah,
I gave in last night. I can't even lie.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, let Pixar put out one good movie.
So the thing,
give a damn. When are you taking me to the theater?
My whole thing in a nutshell is this: the whole thing about when it gets into government sanctions and then like people's opinions and then rules and then laws. This is where you get this anarchy that happens because legally, let's just talk legally. Legally, Jimmy Kimmel had every right to say this because it's freedom of speech.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the same time that Jimmy Kimmel had the right to say that, companies are at will companies, depending on the state. And so they can say, I don't like what you said, and then they can suspend you indefinitely, which means that, you know what I'm saying, I can suspend you because I don't want to fire you outright. Because if I fire you outright, that means you can go get a job somewhere else. So I'll just suspend you where it holds you for your contract while being suspended. And that, for me, morally, that's wrong as fuck.
Yeah, morally, but legally it's not wrong because he's not fired. So technically he's still an employee.
Administration.
Yeah.
Because even this morning on NBC, they was talking about it, and it was like, the FCC didn't have a problem. They didn't have a problem. So they started getting phone calls from the administration. But I really hope, I saw somewhere they said that Kimmel was getting a lawyer. I really hope he does. I hope he takes this. Because he had, he ain't got Elon Musk money, but he got money that he can take it to court and, really get something done. Because it's going to take somebody like that with some money who can get some lawyers who can push some shit through before they realize that we're not going to take this.
And so this is the thing, and I'm glad you said that, because this is the thing that I hate that we have to come through. We have to come through where now it has to go from money to money to money to money instead of morals. Case in point, again, everything that Jimmy is going through, for me, in my opinion, is stupid, crazy, and horrific. But this is what normal people go through every day. Like, I hate that this man has become a martyr to the point, or excuse me, a martyr, where now people are like forcing their opinions on conglomerates, and they're having these conglomerates comply to that.
Yeah,
this is the thing that's why I don't understand at one point when it comes to big business, how y'all are really setting legally rules. Case in point, in America, do you know, and this is, and y'all can look this up, y'all can Google this. If you say I got COVID, but I don't want to miss a day of work, legally they can't tell you to go home.
Yeah.
So now here go the loophole that they be trying to, that people don't know about. So I'm gonna tell everybody the game about this. Now, ethically, if the person that you're working next to, if they say I can't work with somebody to have COVID, they can legally not go to work. But what happens in America is they don't tell you this, and so they make you work with this person when they know ethically and morally, you can say no, and they have to honor that. If and they have to honor that until that person has a clear COVID sign. But they don't do that. Because if you don't know that, they'll tell you, well, that it's insubordination.
Yeah.
Because you ain't reading nothing. You don't know. And that's the same thing. And I know that people would look at that as a stretch, but no, this is the same thing that's going on right now. This is, you have freedom of speech to say something about somebody, because you can honestly say this. These people right here don't like what you said, but morally, I can say this. And so you cannot penalize me for that. And not only are you penalizing me, you are taking money away from me from not letting my show, because Jimmy Kimmel owns his show. I can take my show somewhere if I am free from the contract. You are not freeing me from the contract. You're just saying I'm suspended indefinitely.
Mm-hmm.
You are like, why do y'all have a loophole but I don't?
Well, it depends on how the contract was constructed. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a negotiation. So that he's not, it's they're playing within the confines of what was negotiated between both sides. It's just they on some bullshit with playing in.
Yeah, so I get what you're saying, but you don't. When you say I'm suspending you indefinitely, that's me saying, big business. That's saying I want you to look for another job, but I want you to look for another job with another entity and another name. That ain't saying
Not necessarily.
You can take your business somewhere else.
That's not necessarily meaning that. Indefinitely just sounds way worse than what it can be. Indefinitely means like we don't have no set date. That's the reason why they're saying, like, if you basically kiss my ass, then you can come back tomorrow. But
that's what I'm saying. That's the loophole. So that's what I think, because I get what you're saying, but my thing is, in business. So I'm not big business, so I don't see how this works for anybody. I guess if I was big business, I can have a better explanation. But I'm just saying that doesn't work for people. If Jimmy Kimmel Live is my brand and my thing, why can't I take that to somebody else? But you will suspend me indefinitely, saying that until because you have to have a time, and it's a time frame on that.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to have a time where I can't even do that. By the time I can take Jimmy Kimmel Live somewhere, you have already defunct my brand for by not letting it be aired.
I don't know, because the brand is Jimmy Kimmel. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you get somebody else, it's gonna have to be a whole new name. Like, you can't. It's not like the Tonight Show.
So that's what I'm not. So that's the thing that I'll be telling. That's not what I'm saying. That's what I'll be telling people about this whole loophole. It's not about getting another show on this network. This is, my brand is Jimmy Kimmel Live. Mm-hmm. How the contract works is I'm suspended indefinitely, so I can't take Jimmy Kimmel Live to TNT.
Right, but then he probably, let's just be real, depending on the contract, we don't know the contract, but it could be you cannot take Jimmy Kimmel Live nowhere. Even if you were the model citizen, you can't take Jimmy Kimmel Live somewhere else. Like, if you go to Comedy Central, you have to make up a whole new show. So, like, the name or the show Jimmy Kimmel Live, it probably, because I'm sure he's not the sole proprietor, so it probably is something that's just ABC and ABC alone. So even if he were to go somewhere else, they're gonna have to make a whole new show.
So
it can be literally, it can look like the same.
I always like to play devil's advocate. Yeah. So my thinking of that is, even if I do that, I can't do anything because legally I'm still under contract because I'm not fired. I'm suspended.
Right. Absolutely. And then on top of that, if they choose not to renew his contract, if they ride the contract out and they choose not to renew his contract, there can be a non-compete clause, and it can be for X amount of time.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So even if he was the model citizen and they just chose not to renew the contract for whatever reason, he could be sitting on ice until the non-compete is over.
And that's
So
the
it just
thing.
all really depends
That's
on how that
that's the
contract.
whole fuck you moment I wanted everybody to listen to.
But it ain't necessarily a fuck you moment if that's how he constructed that contract. Again, it's two people, it's two sides coming together to negotiate a contract. If he was okay with a non-compete for X amount of time, then who are we to say no to just because this happened?
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying we should be like, oh man, that's effed up for Jimmy Kimmel. Like, no, I ain't saying that at all. What I'm saying is, I just don't understand how different situations, and this aspect when it comes to freedom of speech have different loopholes.
Right.
Because everything that, if anybody watched what Jimmy Kimmel said, he didn't disrespect the death of this man. Only thing he said was the president was too worried about a ballroom instead of actually worrying about the person that helped him get elected. Like, let's just keep in a joking manner. This is what he did. And then y'all decided to shut this man down.
Yeah.
And not only did you shut him down, you put him in a pigeonhole. Again, I'm not big business, but I know how big business work. This, and for everybody that works a 9 to 5, I'll tell you right now, what they do is they'll tell you suspended, and then they never give you a call. But you know how long they can tell you you suspended? I don't know how everybody else works. I know in Missouri, they can suspend you for up to 2 years. So that means you don't get unemployment, you don't get none of that. And then they'll say you other jobs and say you still working if they're in cahoots with the other job.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, depending on how his contract works, you know, indefinitely means that you don't have no end date necessarily. So they can suspend him up until his contract run out. You know what I mean? But they got to pay him. He's still getting paid.
They
You know
don't.
what I'm saying?
They
It
don't.
depends on that contract, and that's
No,
what they're saying. They can.
I guarantee you, he didn't sign a contract that said they don't pay. They have to pay you. I can guarantee that.
I'm pretty sure because that's pretty standard when it comes to stuff like this. That's pretty standard.
It's not. Hold on, I'm gonna let Melba speak.
If they suspend you, you don't get any money.
No, you get money when you have those type of contracts. It's not an everyday. It's not an everyday type of job.
Package and buy his contract out or whatever. But no, when you're suspended, you don't get any money.
I'm sorry. You said they give you a what?
Normal job.
No.
Normal job. We're talking about a talent who has negotiated his contract. They more than likely are paying him still. And they're going to ride that contract out. He would not have negotiated no contract where he's not getting paid.
I don't know when this contract ends, Mel, but when does contract end?
Oh, I'm just asking. I don't know either.
Okay. You said something earlier. I didn't catch that. You said what? A BS
They're probably, what they probably would do is offer him a bullshit service package.
Oh, okay.
This is not a normal job. That's the part that people are not getting. This is not a normal job. This is a talent job. He's a big talent. They came together. They negotiated a contract. You can get suspended with pay. You can get suspended without pay from normal jobs. This ain't that normal job. He would not have negotiated suspended without pay.
And so I get what you're saying, Lizzie. But again, just to talk to the people that we're live with.
Mm-hmm.
You got to understand that NBC as a company followed the guidelines of their merger. So that merger could say, we not paying him nothing under that contract.
No, that has nothing to do with ABC. Like the merger has something to do with
ABC. Yeah, it does. Because
no, I'm talking about
Jimmy. If you keep paying,
Jimmy's contract is with ABC. ABC's contract is with those affiliates. So if they're talking about a merger, you're talking about the merger with the affiliates. That ain't got. That's not ABC. That's the affiliate.
They ain't got to pay you because they took that over.
Say that again, Melville. Say that again. Say that again.
They took that over. ABC's gone now. They took that over. They don't have to pay you. If you
they took what over? What did they take over?
They don't have to do that.
What did they take over?
If that company is gone, your contract is null and void. If someone comes in and
Who took what over?
That company's gone. Your contract.
So
is
she's
Who
talking
took
about
what
the
over?
merger that's happening. She's talking
The
about the
merger
merger.
is with the affiliates. That's what I'm trying to. That's what you're not understanding. The merger is with the affiliates. The affiliates are trying to merge, and they need the FCC approval for that. They're ABC affiliates. It's not ABC. It's the ABC affiliates that are trying to merge.
Okay.
Jimmy Kimmel's contract is with ABC. ABC has affiliates. The affiliates are trying to merge.
Okay.
They need the FCC approval to merge.
And again, I'm totally gonna go with you because you went to school for this. So so I'm not going to. I'm not going against you. I just know on one end. So you saying on that end, if he went into a negotiation where he already signed, where he was going to get paid if he gets suspended or what, that's still on the table.
He's still getting paid, whether for the contract. He would not have negotiated a contract where he doesn't get paid if he's suspended. Nobody at that level is going to negotiate. I'm not going to get paid if I get suspended. If I do something that's against y'all want to suspend me, I'm not going to get paid. Nobody's going to do that. Especially at a Jimmy Kimmel level. No, nobody's going to do that.
So would it be one of those things where, okay, so I will ask this question because I'm literally just really asking because I want to know.
Mm-hmm.
I think what happened to Jimmy was messed up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it, so does it go into speculation of we only pay you for this amount of years and not the contract that you signed for? Because like if he signed for a 10-year contract,
mm-hmm.
but they said, okay, if you get suspended, we'll only pay you for 3 years.
It's whatever he negotiated.
Okay.
It's whatever he negotiated. Like if he could have negotiated where if he's on year 2 and he gets suspended out of a 10-year contract, which they don't really do 10 years. But if he has a 10-year contract and he gets suspended on year 3, he could say, I mean, they could have negotiated, okay, we'll pay you out to year 5 and then cancel the contract altogether. Because at some point you want to move on. You know what I'm saying? Because at that point, ain't nobody making money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? As far as like the company is concerned. But yeah, he's not going to negotiate me not get, like, who would negotiate me not getting paid if I do something?
Arsenio Hall did that.
Arsenio Hall, I don't know the ins and outs with, because I remember like they pulled him because of Farrakhan, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't know what the ins and outs were 30 years ago with his.
Yeah, I just threw that out there.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't saying that that's what's going on now.
Yeah. No, yeah, because it could have been something, you know, where they had a clause where they found a loophole. You know what I'm saying? But this one, I think he got suspended because of the whole, you know, the shit getting pulled.
So, on my Leonardo DiCaprio, can they have a loophole if they deem this as hate speech?
It depends on that contract, and it depends on the ethics and stuff like that. Yeah, but I would think that they would want to fire him altogether if it's on some type of time like that, and just move on completely.
Not if they don't. If they want to keep him in that loophole of and that limbo, that by the time that contract is up, nobody even knows about you no more, because you got to think.
Or they could have done a non-compete where it could be the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, and then also they can come together. They may not have nothing like that in the contract, and they can come together now and be like, okay, we can pay you a certain amount for you to go on your separate way. But then again, that's another negotiation for both sides to come to the table and agree on, to where we can sever this contract. We'll give you a certain amount. You go on your way, but you have a non-compete. They can have the non-compete to have nothing go on that time slot. They can have a non-compete where you don't do nothing for about 2-3 years. They can say that you don't do this type of show again. Like they could come up with all kinds of things that they can negotiate on. But it's a meeting of the minds, and they have to come together and they have to agree on something.
Do
But
contracts like this do borders count?
say that again.
When we're talking about talent on this type of level,
Mm-hmm.
and signing contracts, could he go to a different country and work?
It depends on the contract. Yeah. I mean, because they come together and they negotiate everything. Like you pay a team of lawyers to work on your behalf because they got a team of lawyers to work on their behalf, and they have to come together and they iron out every single scenario. So it could very well be that maybe didn't nobody think of that going to another country.
Right. So
you know what I'm saying? But it could have very well been that, yeah, we did think of going to another country. And yes, you can do that, or no, you can absolutely not do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, nowadays people can stream. So if you go over to Dubai and do something, we can figure out a way to watch it and it still be a compete situation.
That's what I was about to say. Like,
yeah.
Could he do that? Like, could he go to like a different country and then, you know what I'm saying? Like, boom, this is what I'm doing. And then boom, let me tell you how the government did me. Like, I'm with you 100% now that I'm putting it in perspective. Like, yeah, them contracts, man, them contracts is crazy because, like, yeah, they could tell you can't even go to Telemundo with this shit. Like,
yeah. Like, I mean, it's easier to access stuff from other countries now. So they could be non-compete is non-compete. I don't give a fuck if you go to Timbuktu. No, you know what I'm saying? Or they could be like, well, we talking about just North America, you know? It just really all depends on that contract. But that's the reason why you pay the high dollar lawyers to have your back, just like they gonna pay the high dollar lawyers to have their back, and you got to come to a meeting of the minds. Nobody ever thought that something like this would happen, because this is some bullshit at the end of the day.
That's what I was about to say, which it all boils down to the first thing I said off the flip. Like, what is these rules and regulations and these laws sanctioned for when the government can actually just go in and just change the perspective?
I mean, you could say that with anything now, especially with this second term, with this person at the head. He's doing whatever the fuck he want to do. So it really don't matter what we say.
I kind of think this is his way of trying to show people, like, you know, how they say he want to, if you talk bad or whatever, you could lose your passport. I think this is him, you know, showing a power move.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely. But he's been doing this though. Since he's been back in office, he's been doing this. So unfortunately, I'm not surprised.
So this is the whole thing in a nutshell, because we had a podcast a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about how he was going to play with the borders.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anybody's been paying attention to lately, because me and Lindsay said it's going to all boil down to money. He's at the end of the day, he's going to let you pass if you got enough money. And so, you know, he's got that Trump. He has it's a Trump card.
Right.
You can bypass everything.
Yeah.
But you got to pay $2 million for that.
Right.
I thought it was 5.
No, it's 2. It's just 2. I just watched it this morning. It's $2 million.
I heard 3. When I initially heard it, it was 3. So
now I watched it this morning. It's $2 million.
And that he's coming down on the price. It's gonna be 500,000 before you know it.
Right. Yeah, like he's getting people that's siding with him.
Yeah. So I got a lot of people liking the live. Thank you. Let's see, we have Latasha. She's liked the live, thank you. And then Courtney says, it's up end of year, so they really don't care paying him these last months. Okay, so Courtney's saying that his contract is up at the end of the year. Let's see.
Shout out to Big Chris. Chris Williams said even the criminals that got that kind of money can pay it to get on. And that's the truth. He keep on talking about all these criminals coming over. If they got $2 million, they can get over it.
Right, exactly. Like it's all about the money. Marquand was watching. Hey, Kim is watching. Hey, and she also leveled up as well. But yeah, let's see. Oh, hey, Latasha. She says hey. Yeah, but yeah, like I mean, it's an unfortunate situation at the end of the day. But if his contract up at the end of the year, only thing I would worry about is that non-compete. I probably, like I said, right when we first started talking about this, the only way I would go back and do what they want me to do is if I'm really thinking about workers, those workers on the show. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like his pockets are concerned, he don't give a damn.
I'm gonna keep it 100, and I hate to say it like this, but I'm gonna keep it a total bean. You got to be on your Jerry Maguire moment. Like if they shut you down like that, you got to be like, hey, F you, F you, F you, F you, you cool, but F you too. And then I just got to move on because those workers, at the same time, you don't even know what type of game they're playing.
Yeah, and on top of that, they're union, so the union could find them another job.
Yeah, so I'm not caring about it, and I know that sounds cruel when I say this out loud, but honest to God, the truth be told is, unless they know this is a sinking ship and we all need to leave, if they're just still there, because you got to think, all of these writers, all of these producers, they have to do other things as well. So if they're just willing to side with that and not have any type of saying, where like you don't hear anything. It's one thing I tell people all the time, and it ain't about what somebody has said, because that's going to happen all day. It's what you said to that person.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? It's like, this dude's gonna say whatever he say about me. I don't like this nigga. Bob. He's this. He's that. Blah. What did you say? If you didn't say anything, then why? I don't give a fuck about what happens to you at this point.
Yeah.
Now, if you got my back, then I'm gonna pull you right over here. Listen, I'm rocking with Fox now, bro. Come over here. I'm gonna make sure you get a bag. Make sure. Matter of fact, not only am I gonna give you a bag, whatever you was making, I'm gonna at least tell them to give you $5,000 more. I'm on that type of time.
I agree with you, Troy. I am in Tacoma, Washington, 30 minutes outside of Seattle. My agency I work for now has 16 locations. Every time Trump do something stupid, try to change some stupid laws or whatever, my agency has a meeting on how we're going to combat that as an agency. We work with a lot of homeless populations, so we just met Friday about what we're going to do, when he starts doing stupid stuff. Washington is a blue state. Washington is also a self-sufficient state. We make more money than what the federal government gives us to survive on. So like I said, I work for a big company. My company is very pro LGBTQ community. We are pro the diversity, everything. We're constantly doing stuff. So he's constantly snatching money from us and trying to change what we can bill for under our contracts. And we just had an anonymous donor just donate $20 million to us.
Shout out to y'all.
Right.
Y'all, that's dope.
So we keep it. And I love this company, but being in the state, when you see him do stuff, it's quick. It's a city councilman. It's like, how are we gonna stop this? What are we gonna do? It's being born and raised in Missouri as a red state. It's just totally different of how they come together and try to figure out how are we as a state going to stop this from happening in our state. And I think until more states start doing that, we are gonna be fucked.
I agree. But the main problem is that these red states are so far up Trump's ass. They not even seeing
so far.
Man, they not even seeing how, or not even necessarily they not seeing, but they don't care how this is detrimental to us as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Like we set up this country to be a democracy. So this man, and the few short years that he's been in politics is really trying to change this into a dictatorship, and they allowing it.
Well,
There's a show on Netflix. It's called How to Be a Tyrant. And I joked on Facebook a while back, and I was like, I feel like he's watched this documentary and he's following the playbook, this hit after hit after hit.
well, I won't say that, and please don't think that I'm a pro-Trump person. But what I will say is this: this government flip-flops and brainwashes us to think that certain parties are against us. Where when you start doing your research about it, it has nothing to do with the parties. It has everything to do with technology and what is happening in the now. So, like, really think about it. Like, so let's go to this. The Republicans was the one that wanted to end slavery. You know why the Republicans wanted to end slavery? Is because they were already industry. They were already machine based. They were big business industry. The Democrats wasn't. And then all of a sudden it switched. You know, so that's the whole thing in a nutshell that I want people to get and understand. It's like the people that you think that should be riding for Trump, they're not riding for Trump like you think they are. It is the people that are still stuck in certain times that are riding for Trump. It's not, because again, you cannot stop the future. But he is on. He is as he's self-proclaimed a Republican. Not all Republicans ride with him, and at the same time, not all Republicans ride with him. Not all Democrats disagree with him.
Right.
It's all about the money.
Right. And that's the reason why I've been saying ever since his first term, like, there's Republicans and then there's MAGA. Like, I feel like MAGA is a whole party in itself, because you're right. It really don't matter if you're Republican or Democrat. Like, when you MAGA, that's a whole different entity.
A whole different entity.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah. Yeah.
Big Chris said some people, businesses, states, and other entities are literally afraid to stand against him.
Yeah.
And that's true. And again, the whole thing in a nutshell is the people that stand with him, the ones that you think don't stand with him are the ones that actually do. And that's the and we really have to, we got to start playing this game. And I hate to say it like that, but this is the honest to God truth. We really got to start playing this game like we actually see it in real time. We can't we can't start basing it off political parties. We got to look at how we function in life. You know, it is somebody that you have said something to, and you know you ain't said nothing to nobody else, but you said that to that person. And all of a sudden, 4 people know what's going on. Now you know who to go against.
Yeah.
That's just the whole thing. You got to know where your opposition is, and you got to be wise about who your opposition is.
Yeah.
This is, you know what I'm saying? This is the problem with a lot of people, because a lot of people don't even know what ops mean. Case in point, you can ask a lot of these people nowadays who your ops are, and they'll say, and they'll, instead of opposition, they'll say you're opposite. That is not true. That's not true. Ops don't mean you're opposite. Ops mean your opposition. Okay. People don't even know what that means.
Right. It's
so
a cool thing to say.
This is where the disconnect is.
Yeah. Right.
I had a young lady tell me that shit, and I laughed so hard. I had tears in my eyes. I said, "That's what you believe? Nah, it's your opposite." I was like, "No, I'm your opposite. I'm a man."
Right. Am I against you?
I'm against you. So I didn't mean it that way. But so you got to understand what it is. Before you can play this game, you got to know what this game plays with.
Right. Right. This is true.
You know what I'm saying? We can't go into these different ball games and not understand how the game is being played and how we're looking at it now. It is one of those things, like I said in the beginning of this, when it comes to Jimmy Kimmel, the whole thing in a nutshell is he had every right to say what he was supposed to say or say what he wanted to say.
Yeah.
The thing is, the powers that be don't want that type of knowledge to be known, or don't want that type of thing to be, or don't want that to be acknowledged. So they want to shut him down. They shut him down for a minute reason, because Trump is worried about a ballroom instead of the person that helped him get elected.
Yeah.
That's what it is in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Instead of him saying, hey, we're going to do this, Trump got $1 billion, but regardless of him being in presidency, you don't make a lot of money when you're a president, just keeping it 100. But he was already a billionaire. Trump should have said, I'm going to pay for the memorial service. But he didn't do that.
No, he ain't doing that.
He didn't do that. It is, you hear the construction in the background we're making, which should have been built 150 years ago. Who the fuck gives a fuck about a ballroom, nigga?
I don't.
Like, let's just keep it 100. This is me being superiorly black than I am. Who cares about a ballroom right now?
But you ain't even got to be black to care or not care about a ballroom. Like, they've been entertaining guests at the White House for a long time without a ballroom. A ballroom was not needed. We could have done other things, but that's what he wants. And it's looking like he gets what he wants. And it's I mean, but I mean, at this point, what can you do?
So that's what we're seeing. We're seeing that.
Yeah.
That's what we're seeing. And that is supposed to be the person that is running the quote unquote free world.
Excuse me. The free world that's not so free.
That's the thing in a nutshell. That's what bothers me the most.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. We put out, we having this whole conversation about Jimmy Kimmel getting shut down. Nobody is saying like that the person that actually helped you get elected, you don't even have a problem with speaking over him.
Yeah.
That's the devil game, because everybody wants to say whatever they want to say about the situation. At the end of the day, I know I got jokes, and I'm gonna say whatever I want to say about jokes, but this is a man that died, that didn't have to die.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, real life didn't have to die, and he died by the hands of people who were raised and the demographic of what or who you actually are trying to target.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the thing in a nutshell that ain't nobody even looking at. Ain't nobody even brought therapists out there to even try to figure out this conundrum right here. The people that you are trying to even pursue, they're raising people that are willing to kill people that helped you get there. But nobody want to talk about that, though. That's when I talk out the side of my neck. That's when I'm wrong. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm all right, whatever. Therapy's real.
Yeah.
Therapy's real. If you don't believe therapy's real, you better look at this. Because the same people that sided with Trump had a son that sniped that nigga.
Yeah.
Let's just keep it 100. Protect your neck.
Yeah. So that's Jimmy Kimmel. So let's lighten the mood a little bit. Cardi B. Yes, Cardi B's new album just dropped Friday. A couple days before the album dropped, she did an interview with Gayle King where she officially announced that she is with child. But she's still married, and she does have a new boyfriend who is Stefan Diggs and whatnot. And she got a new baby on the way. She got a new album that dropped, and she got a tour that will start next year. She has not said what she's having. She has not said what her due date is. But yeah, she's supposed to be, ready.
What she
I
say,
like
Melba?
talked about how both sides of her grandmothers had kids and kept it moving and went to work and did whatever they need to do. And she was like, "How dare I say I'm tired? How dare?" She was like, "That part I did. Like I ain't gonna lie."
Yeah,
Her had 13 kids. The other one had 9, if I'm remembering correctly.
yeah, people know their bodies, so I'm not. If it's too much, please take a break. But you know, I would hope by child number 4 she would know what she can and can't do. Because she's done this before. She's been pregnant on a rollout before, so
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody that's liking on TikTok, please give us tap that screen, give us likes on my end.
Yeah, absolutely. So Courtney says March 17th, I'm there, LOL. We going, cousin? Yes, we going. Cause this album is good. This album is good.
You think so?
I think so. Like, and March 17th, that's my mama's birthday too.
We gotta show up for Auntie. We gotta show up for Auntie.
She ain't going to no Cardi B concert though, but we're gonna have to celebrate the weekend before. Cause I've been I ain't been the biggest Cardi B fan. I prefer Nicki. But
yeah, you supposed to prefer Nicki.
Listen,
I don't know. I'm just a big Nicki Minaj fan. I'm not a Barb. I'm a big Nicki Minaj fan though.
Like, I agree.
If you tell me if you name female artists, I'm always go with Nicki. The only female artist that I'm gonna go against Nicki Minaj, like when it comes to anything, like if you like, hey, do you like this or this, and people gonna probably look at me and shame me for this, but it's the honest to God truth. It's MC Lyte.
No, MC Lyte went hard.
Yeah, it's like I loved MC Lyte and I love Nicki Minaj. MC Lyte was lyrical when women wasn't supposed to be.
Right.
And I used to think she was hard.
Yeah. No, she's hard. There was some people that was hard back in the day, but I think if we're talking about, who's the number one, it's Nicki. But this is not about Nicki. I hate that I brought it up, but that's what happens. But yeah, Cardi. I like this album better than Invasion of Privacy. Invasion of Privacy was just not my jam. So I wasn't going into listening to this album with the highest of hopes. But I did have some critiques on it. I put them on Facebook. But one of my biggest critique about it was that she doesn't have her own sound.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was so reminiscent of the 99 and the 2000. It's so reminiscent of the hyphy movement. It's so reminiscent of Cash Money. Like it's not her sound at all. However, she owns the fuck out of it. And there are some songs that go hard as hell. Now she got she got a segment, because I look at the album as being split up into 3 parts. Part A and Part C are good. Part B, however, is some bullshit, and I'm over it. Like, I understood and I was expecting one song about Offset, but not 5. God, leave that man alone.
Exactly. So shout out to Chris.
Vibe.
Before you go any further, shout out to Chris. Chris hit up on TikTok. He said, "Hey, being from the South and being from New Orleans, he favors Mia X, but yes, hats off to Nicki Minaj. Yeah, you gotta pay your homage, man.
Yeah.
Like Mia X is one of the dopest lyricists ever. Like real life, we would never take nothing from Mia X. She was, listen, the ill mama. Like, cause remember how Ill Nana was coming out? No, nah, Mia X was Ill Mama.
Yeah.
Like she was dope.
She
She
was
was
Mama Mia.
100% dope.
She was Mama
But
Mia.
Mama Mia.
Yeah.
Like, listen, remember when she told that nigga, catch this? And he was like, what's this? And he seen it was a bullet. And she was like, see if you can catch the next one.
Right,
like,
right.
He's real.
Yeah.
She's dope as hell. Now,
absolutely.
At the same time, we'll get back on Cardi. What I will say, what you saying is, that was my problem with the new album. The new album, I don't like, just because it was too much of the tracking. And like she tried to track what was going on with her and the Offset. Don't nobody care about that no more.
Nobody cares.
Don't nobody care about that no more.
Nobody cares. Like we didn't care when y'all was still together, to be for
exactly
real. Like we are over it. Like some of them songs could have been left on the cutting room floor. Like we are over it. We are fucking over it. And it kills the vibe of the album. It really does, because you get all the way to Salute. And Salute is one of my favorites. And then the album goes downhill from there. And then it picks back up. Yeah. So yeah. Courtney says, I need front row floor and I hope they do meet and greet. I was gonna say, can we take Auntie LOL? And she said, I like Nicki, but I'm a Barty girl. And she definitely owns it. Yeah, she definitely owns somebody else's sound for sure.
Exactly. Melba, how do you think about this?
One, I have not heard Cardi's new album.
Okay.
I heard little snippets here and there, but I haven't really sat down and listened to it, so I can't speak on that. But just personally, Nicki Minaj is my ass itch. I can't stand her.
Whoa!
I can't.
Now, is it because of her?
If I'm really digging the song and she's doing cameo, I will fast forward her part. I can't. I don't like her.
Is your issue with Nicki because of her personally, or no, not personally, but outside of the music, or is it the music?
It's the music. I just don't think.
So you've never liked Nicki's music.
And I'm probably the oldest person on this live. To me, this is a rhyme, but she can't rap. Okay, she can put some words together. She just can't rap.
Wait a minute. Wait the fuck a minute, Mel.
Whoa.
Everybody got very personal, but
everybody.
When I hear Nicki Minaj, anything, my ears feel like they're gonna start bleeding. I can't. I don't even know this woman, but I feel like if I saw her in person, I would walk up to her and just curl my lip and roll my eyes. Tori, you on my Facebook page, so you understand when I say I would toss the dreads and stir it away. No. All right,
so we got another person on live. Oh, she jumped off, so she disconnected. Yeah. But anyway,
yeah. Well, I would say this. I
will say this lyrically. You think lyrically, Nicki Minaj? You telling me that she's not lyrical?
I did not consider her not even in my top 25.
Oh my! Can we go through? Can we go through bars?
Hold on.
We're not gonna. No. I'll do this all day.
This is about Cardi. This is about Cardi, but
about Nicki Minaj.
All right, we just gonna talk about Cardi because you like Cardi.
Before we get to talking about Cardi,
hold on. She want to talk. Okay, talk about it.
Promise too. And again, like I said, didn't want to. This one on here. Growing up, Yo-Yo. She was just it. You know what I'm saying? And I that is what got me into female rap.
Yeah.
And I think I played that cassette so long, my mama came in there and put all the tape out and threw it away. But I think that she I don't feel like she ever got the credit that she deserved.
I don't know if she deserved the credit that you're trying to give her because Ice Cube was writing her wrongs.
Dude, you took everything that I was about to say. Took that right out of my fucking mouth. And even if you give her that credit, you have to say, at the end of the day, that was a stepping stone for Nicki Minaj to fucking ride on.
Yeah.
I see Yo a little different, okay? Because remember, when females first came out and rapping, it wasn't about shaking your ass and all that. It was none of that. That's not what it was about.
But you just said you listened to Cardi.
Okay, but that is a transition. I said when it first came out.
Okay, so the transition to me is like, how do you not like Nicki? Because Nicki fused that together. Because before Nicki Minaj, it was Lil' Kim, Lil' Kim was superiorly gangster. If y'all don't think Lil' Kim was superiorly gangster, listen to the Notorious K.I.M. and then listen to Nicki Minaj's albums or mixtapes, and you see the fusion that happened.
Mm-hmm. I don't see a fusion. I will give Lil' Kim all that. What I see is Nicki came in and tried to be Lil' Kim.
No, she didn't. No, she did not. She wanted to be better than Lil' Kim.
No, Cash Money is a whole story behind that, but Cash Money wanted her to be like the next Lil' Kim.
They wanted her to be that, but she always wanted to be. Case of reference, Nicki Minaj put on a track, I am the female Weezy. She's not Lil' Kim. I am the female Weezy. Y'all niggas sleeping on me. Z. Like, what are we talking?
That is your favorite bar.
That's my favorite bar. It's my favorite bar.
Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. We got comments everywhere. Okay, so Ashton Sanders is watching. Says she tripping. LOL. And then we have some from TikTok. Courtney says, I don't like Nicki as a person anymore. And then Tasha says, that's hate for real. Ears bleeding is diabolical. And she says she liked them both. And then Courtney says, we are talking about Cardi.
That is true. That is true. We're talking about Cardi.
And then
listen,
says, dang, Lynn.
You would swear I'm a bar the way I defend Nicki Minaj. I swear to God, because I defend Nicki.
Right. So then Courtney says, Freaknik exposed y'all, LOL. Tasha says, MC Light was dope. And then Courtney says, we talking about Cardi.
We're talking about Cardi right now. So I'm sorry, y'all. That's the honest to God truth. How I felt about it. We'll move on.
Yeah. You can see all that just right there on her forehead. That just wasn't right.
She's about to have a baby. We're not gonna talk about her wig now. We're not gonna talk about this lady wig. This lady is about to have a baby.
That is not okay. Look, she got too much money to be having messed up wigs, pregnant or not. Put on a hat if it's that big. Now,
how am I seeing your forehead and the difference in the wig? Come on now.
Oh, right.
I'm not gonna laugh. I'm sorry for laughing.
Right. Get your milk game right, bitch. Like, right. Who plucked that shit?
Can somebody come over here and fix this for her? She wrong.
Right. Like, where was Tokyo Styles at? All that money all that money she paid Tokyo Styles. Where was Tokyo Styles?
Go back and see that big ass line across her forehead.
That's tough. That is tough. But yeah, wig aside, I did enjoy I did enjoy the album, and the rollout was so cute. And then did y'all see they did the drones with Walmart delivering
Yeah.
the albums? I thought that was pretty cool. She ended up getting to the Guinness Book of World Records for that, for the most deliveries in 1 hour with drones. And then they also put the album on DoorDash, so you can have it delivered through DoorDash. And the album is platinum now.
Of course,
Yeah.
it was no way the album was not going platinum.
Right. Whether you a lover or a hater, everybody wanted to hear what it was gonna sound like because the anticipation was so high. You
And
know
that,
what I'm saying?
and so that's the whole thing about the album that I will say about this. It's like, no matter what my disagreement with the album, I do believe that because I'm one of those, I'm a real hip hop fan. So like, you can't tell me you got 5 good songs and then you got 10 trash songs. That's a trash album.
Yeah.
But for me, again, it's a trash album. It's a second album flop for me as far as lyricism, but it's already went platinum, so I can't say that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah. Commercially, it's a success.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Business wise, it's a successful album,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a successful album in what 2 days?
Yeah.
Like, so you can't even.
You can't
saying
hate.
whatever I want to say don't even mean nothing.
Yeah. Now you want to know one thing I cannot fucking stand from Cardi, and I've been saying this since Gangster Bitch Volume 1. I hate that she says the N-word. Now that is making my ears bleed, nails on a chalkboard, every analogy you want to put on it. That is something I cannot fucking stand.
Yeah, I as much as I know, and I really want to agree with you, cuz like, and we've had this conversation before. I really want to agree with you so much, but it's like, it's the demographic of where she was at, and I get what you're saying. Like, F the demographic, it's like you not from the culture. Like,
yeah, no, I get it, and you know that's probably the reason why I can continue to listen, because I mean it's good at the end of the day, but every time she said it, it just sticks out like a sore thumb to me.
It does. It stings you, because I was watching her interview the other day, and I was just like, why are they even allowing this?
Yeah, and this is the crazy part about Cardi, because she's so fucking ghetto. But they love that about her. But if it was somebody of the culture that would be doing the same shit that she doing, they would talk about her and, you know, talk about her and talk about there was no, like say for instance, Sexy Red. They talk about that motherfucker from here to Cancun. They talk about that lady. But she ain't doing nothing different than what Cardi doing. Hell, Cardi's probably worse.
Cardi's superiorly worse.
Yeah.
Because she is only saying it because she thinks she's a part of a demographic, not a part of the culture of what it is to say that.
Yeah.
You know, that's the whole thing in a nutshell. That's why sometimes I fall back, because sometimes I be want to say shit, because a nigga could turn around and be like, nigga, you can't say that shit at all because of your daddy. And so I'll be like, man, let me be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Let me be quiet.
Well, for somebody to say that sounds crazy. Because then now it's gonna be a history lesson. But we're not gonna go.
Yeah, we're not gonna go there. But the thing in a nutshell for me is, I'm on you. Like, I really realized this. Like, I had to get on your shit. Like, bro, if you ain't got a lick of us in you, you ain't got a lick of that, and you just saying it because you feel like Latinos have a right to say it, then I have a problem with that. It's something about that itches me.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing to be Latino and it's one thing to be Afro-Latino.
Right.
So I got a real problem with that, because of how people persuade that because yeah, I've been saying, excuse me, the N word my whole life, and then I found out through bloodline who I actually am, on top of who my mother actually is from, and I'm like, it was the demographic that we grew up in, and what we fucking look like was the reason why we were saying that. On Cardi's side, you didn't have that at all. So why do you feel like it's cool to say it?
Because the black people in New York was giving their Latinos a pass. If they were to travel outside of New York and they weren't famous, saying that shit to get your ass whooped.
Yeah, and it's
but they
and the
they
reason why I
allow
say that is because it's to be quite 100 and be quite fair. If you had a different tone to your complexion, nobody would say nothing to you because it would prove that you had more melanin on your side.
Mm-hmm.
She proves that she don't have more melanin on her side, and so for you to say that, it's kind of weird to me. But again, like I said before, and like you just iterated, it's that what people were allowing.
Yeah.
Like Dominicans and Puerto Ricans say nigga all the time.
Yeah.
That's it. Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, oh man, they say nigga like it's 90 going north.
Yeah. Yeah, and they do. And you know, and then again, it goes into more of the history behind it too, because you can be Afro Latina all day, you can be Afro Dominican. We know Dominicans have a history of denying their African heritage.
Oh,
so if they're calling me a nigga, we fighting because you're saying it in a derogatory way. I'm not here for it. I'm not here for it.
I'm not
and
even
she's
mad
like,
at that because they tear down statues. So I'm definitely not here.
Yeah. And she's what, half Dominican and half something else. So yeah, like I can't ignore it. Like it's just something I just can't ignore. And like I said, I've been saying it since Gangsta Bitch Volume 1. So
yeah.
But I mean, she's entertaining, and you know, I like her.
How do you feel about it, Melba?
Yeah.
Is Melba still here?
Yeah.
I think you're right. I agree. I totally agree. I think she tried that shit in the Midwest, she gonna get her ass beat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just think, you know, after a while, man, we really got to understand the climate. We got to understand where we at. And as black people, we really have to stand on certain shit. Black people don't stand on shit no more, to the point where we feel like it's cool for somebody else to say the N-word. And even
that's why
that sounds stupid.
We definitely need a meeting because we haven't been on a meeting of the minds for a long time, and we need a meeting.
It's so crazy. Like, so my thing is, the thing that bothers me so much, it's like I literally just found out, and I'm like, Lindsay, you know, I literally just found out on my mama's side, like, now that we, you know what I'm saying, they labeled us as Indians. So now my mama and my uncle is trying to find out if they can get some extra money somewhere. On top of, on my daddy's side, I know I got Latino blood in me. So it's like, us mutts out here, we only can do exactly what we were, what environment we were brought up against.
Yeah.
And so that's when I know what I'm saying. That's why I be like, as much, but I'm like, it has to be a certain level. If you were disrespecting black people growing up, or your people disrespected black people growing up, you can't be like me and be like, hey, what's up, nigga? Like, that's what we always typed as.
Yeah.
Like me, my whole life I've been a nigga.
Yeah.
I only found out a couple of years ago that I was mixed with certain different things. For the whole time, I've been me, authentically black. And I'm going to die authentically black.
Mm-hmm.
It just is what it is. And I'll just state this as a law. You got 1% of Negro in you. You're black.
Yeah, that was the thing at one point in time.
And so for
So
me, I can't speak for everybody else.
yeah.
But for me, that shit showed in every which way, shape, and form.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at me. I'm not the darkest, but I'm dark. Um, I got dreads, my dick big. Like I don't know what to tell y'all.
I can't.
I
Hold
don't,
on. Like, we got some comments. Hold on. So Courtney says, fire. I don't see how you can hate on her. And she also says, flop. And then Tasha says, no. And Tasha says, I'm weak. And then also Trick Turner is watching. Hey.
what up,
And he
Trick?
says, the 1828 Webster Dictionary states that the original meaning of the N word with the hard R was a derogatory word for Indians. Look up the actual Cleveland Indians little boy mascot.
Okay,
I'm
I'll look
scared.
that up.
I'm scared to
Because
see
I
that.
was because my people from Oklahoma, and I'm glad you said that, Trick. Shout out to Trick.
Mm.
I I was told in Oklahoma we were called tree niggers because in the war we would hang on trees, and that's how we jumped down on horses.
Oh shit. So that I remember seeing that in shows and movies, but I didn't know that people really did that.
No, that's the thing.
Oh wow.
Like, yeah, I was called. The first time I ever heard of tree nigger, I was in Oklahoma.
Could you imagine jumping down, how that would make your junk feel? Like, did they have cups back then?
I'm pretty sure they didn't.
Yeah, and then there wasn't no saddle, so you just raw in it.
Yeah, yeah.
Woo.
You just jumping down on it.
I think I'm
Pause.
with the word, with the word nigger, with a hard R and A, and I say that because I grew up where all my aunties is white, all my uncles was black, and everybody in the house said it. It wasn't until maybe I got to 6th grade and somebody called me a nigger in the grocery store, and I was with one of my white aunties, and she stole drug this lady out to the parking lot, and I'm saying like, what I didn't get it, and so when we got home, they set me down and they was like, there's a way you can say it with love, and there's a way you can say it with with hate, but I didn't know it wasn't something that everybody said, and until that incident.
You know what? I'm not even gonna lie. I'm glad you said that because that puts in perspective into this whole conversation. Again, we're still talking about Cardi, but it puts a whole perspective into what people were saying because a lot of people that grew up in a demographic of it's being really multiracial around that, especially with Cardi on Cardi's side. Everybody said nigga because nigga is a term of endearment. And I don't know if for the people that are listening to us on the interwebs, if you didn't know that, that's the honest to God truth. Nigga, my nigga, is a term of endearment. That's saying that my nigga, my friend, my ally, my excuse me. This is what people used to say. And for your white aunties to hear nigger and go ham, I love your white aunties. I ain't even gonna lie, because they knew the difference.
Yeah, I mean, she scolded that lady. Ooh, I had never seen.
They knew the difference. Some people don't know the difference.
Some people don't know the difference.
Down at home, because I was confused, and she set me down. She was like, "When you hear that here at home, we love you, we raise you, we feed you, we clothe you. You one of us. When you hear that R, I need you to be ready to fight, baby girl."
Yeah, some people don't know the difference, and that's the whole thing about it. Not only do some people not know the difference, some people don't know the term. It's a term of endearment. And case Cardi B, when she says nigga, she always says it in a bad light. These niggas ain't shit. These bitch ass niggas, this nigga did this to me. This, she's putting it in a bad light. This is, you know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing in a nutshell.
She definitely does that.
She's never turning around and saying, "Oh, I'm down for this nigga," or "This nigga got my back." She's never said that.
Yeah, she definitely does. She definitely does that. And that makes it, I think that makes it worse. Cause like in her Breakfast Club interview, especially when she was talking about Offset, it was just like, girl, for one, I don't want to hear it. For two, you keep saying this, and it's so triggering. It's so triggering. But you know, Trick text me the picture, and this is the picture.
The whole thing. But then Gail made a point of pointing out the lyrics and bringing it back up. So I think the media at some point has to take responsibility that they keep putting it in our face.
Oh man, yeah, we 100%. The media, we always got to hold accountable of the media of how they're putting that in our face.
Yeah.
But you said, what'd you say? I'm sorry, Lindsay, you
Trick,
said what happened?
Trick text me the picture, and this is it right here.
Wow, Cleveland Indian mascot was a little bitty dude. Oh my god.
Yep. Yep. So we have some more comments on TikTok. Tasha says they made them change that too. My husband and I were talking about that. Yeah, they don't go by Cleveland Indians no more. They go by the Cleveland Guardians now. And then he's got Indian in him too. And then she said because racism is taught. Yeah. Yep, racism is definitely taught, and this picture is some bullshit. For real. But you know, yeah.
The majority of us, and so can I say this to be quite fair with everybody?
Okay.
The majority of us got Indian in us, and you know why? Is simply this. Before Indians had any rights, the Europeans came over here and really enslaved everybody. Like, and so not only did they enslave the people that were naturally here, they brought people that were enslaved over here. So 9 times out of 10, majority of us that look like me, you got Indian in you. That just is what it is. We can shut up about it. We cannot. We got to stop making this shit a thing because it's all about the superior gene. At the end of the day, it's all about what's prominent. We got whoever they stole this land from. We got them, and we got us in us.
Yeah.
I know this may be just a tad bit off, but just bear with me. Moving here, coming from Missouri, I learned about the Cherokee Indians and the tiers of trails and that type of thing. Moving here, there are reservations everywhere.
Yeah.
There are big native. I didn't even know half of these even existed, and it's really involved and immersed in the culture here too. And I was like, whoa. Where are these? How come I didn't learn about none of these tribes growing up? I think it's great, Troy, that you have been going through your ancestry. That is awesome. I found out that my mother was, I already knew my mother was Creole and Blackfoot Indian from Oklahoma, born on a reservation. Funny things, I didn't know my father was West Indian and Mongolian. But
that explains a whole lot, Melwood.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, for people that don't know Melba is like a 7-foot tall Amazon lady. Beautiful woman. I'm talking about beautiful. But she is like 7 foot tall. Like so it explains a lot.
I know. Yeah, it does explain a lot, don't it? Yeah. Sorry to sidetrack.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. Trick Turner says, I'm listening to this loudly in the hospital cafeteria too.
Yeah. Make everybody
Yeah,
uncomfortable.
right.
Make everybody the fuck uncomfortable. Again, we still talking about Cardi B,
We
everybody.
are still. We are still.
But at
Okay,
the
so
same time, we talking about Cardi B. We're actually saying like it is certain things or certain words that certain people shouldn't say, and that's the honest to God truth. I don't believe that Cardi B should be saying nigga all the time, unless she can trace back her lineage.
yeah, I'm gonna need to see her ancestry DNA before I can be like, all right. But yeah. So switching to another part of this Cardi B conversation. She's pregnant with her fourth child by Stephon Diggs. And again, she's still married to Offset. So do we have thoughts?
I don't have thoughts about that, and the only reason why I don't have thoughts about that is because of this. Um, they've been they've been doing a thing like well, let me say they not because we don't know per se what Cardi B's been doing, but we've been knowing Offset been fucking other bitches. So if she decided to do that, if they wanted to break the sanctity of marriage and do that thing, that's on them.
I mean, this kind of solidified that they're done.
Yeah.
I do not believe in the sanctity of marriage. I am poly. There's nothing you could ever do to convince me ever to get married. So hey, I'm cool with what they doing. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, shit, players fuck up. Like, I don't think it was something that was planned. But I mean, it is what it is. You know, people are really like real butt hurt behind this, but it's just like it's whatever. I mean, it ain't me. I don't give a fuck. But yeah,
Well, you
I
know,
hope her
I
happy,
would,
healthy
as
family.
much as you say that, I will say this. And when I say this, I want everybody to give me all the hate that y'all want to give me.
Mm-hmm.
Offset don't make the same amount of money he used to make. And so if she wants to have a baby with somebody who she knows got 23 million banked, then let her do that shit.
I don't think that money is an issue. You know,
I'm not saying money's an issue. What I'm saying is this. My three children are by somebody whose money declined, and down this fourth child is by somebody who has a net worth of more than what he has.
Yeah,
I'm not losing in this aspect.
right. She's not losing as far as money is concerned. But
Yeah.
Ashton actually brought up a great point that I was going to get to. Ashton says what's funny is that that's legally Offset's child automatically until paternity is established. I don't know if y'all remember, but when what's her name? Kim Kardashian, when she was pregnant with North, she technically was still married to her second husband. So they had to hurry up and finalize the divorce before she gave birth because legally her second husband would have been the father. So it really depends on the state as far as the legalities are concerned. But yeah, Ashton is right. I don't know, because I don't know if they were married in New York or Georgia, so I'm not sure about their laws. But yeah, if their law is like California, yeah, then Offset will legally be the father if she gives birth before their divorce is finalized.
Either way it goes, if that's his baby and that nigga deserve and he just decides to be a fuck nigga, which if you ask his teammates, they would never introduce their sisters to him just because of the way he acts. It's either going to be a win-win for Cardi or a win-win for Stephon. Either way, I don't give a goddamn fuck. And the reason why I don't give a goddamn fuck about it is because one, hey man, live your life, Cardi. Two, um, that shit ain't got nothing. I like you are worth a lot of money. You don't, you know what I'm saying? You don't need certain shit from or certain things from certain men. Like, I mean, uh, take a page out of Earth the Kids book. Men are just walking stones. Like
Yeah.
for certain women who choose to be who they want to be, who choose to be these and this with all due respect, choose to be somebody who is never going to be pigeonholed to a man. If you want to be the boss the way you want to be a boss, all kudos to you for having the children that you want to have. I can never tell you can't have the children that you want to have. What I'm saying is, whatever happens through that, you got to deal with. And I'm pretty sure she don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it
Cardi
is at
B
this
got a
point.
bunch of money.
Yeah, it is what it is at this point. Like, I mean, babies are a blessing. Keela is watching, says, hey, Keela. And then Trick says, line them up, who the pappy?
You know, Offset ain't that pappy.
Yeah, we know Offset
You
ain't
know
the
good
pappy.
and damn well Offset ain't that pappy.
Yeah, and then on top of that, it sounds like Stefan got a lot of drama that he needs to clear up. Anyway, but we're not gonna get into all that. Look, this is Cardi. You know, congratulations on the album, congratulations on the baby. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah. Let's see. We got two more. So we probably let's go on ahead and save David because stuff is still coming out about this David situation. So let's save that for next week. But Dame Dash. Dame Dash went on the Breakfast Club again, you know, to give another iconic interview. One of the things that he said in this interview was that he was going to be the chairman of Revolt, and it was going to lead into a path of acquisition. Um, and he said that there was going to be an announcement about it. So Revolt, after the interview dropped or whatever, Revolt came out, like the CEO came out and was like, yeah, no, I don't know what he's talking about. Then, you know, Revolt has been doing this thing where they've been having chairmans for like a week, chairmans for 30 days and stuff like that. Now, if you watch the interview, Dame Dash did, once he started explaining the whole chairman situation, he said it was for 30 days. Now,
Yeah.
I don't know because like when the CEO came out, he was like, I don't know that man, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that nigga.
So,
That nigga put full
right,
disclaimer out.
right. So yeah, so it's kind of been a back and forth about that. Then Vibe ended up putting out an article which Roland Martin ripped them to shreds about because the article is not making sense. Like they apparently talked to Dame Dash and got the information from Dame Dash about this potential acquisition and him being the chairman. And they got the quote from that was supposed to be from the CEO. They got it from Dame. So it's not really a direct quote. It's what you were told the quote was. And then at the end, you said that y'all did reach out to Revolt for
Yeah.
a comment. And so, yeah, it's horrible journalism at its finest in regards to the article. But at this point, I don't know what the hell going on over there because Dame does have a movie out where Revolt is affiliated in some type of way. So like they put the trailer out, they do got Revolt name on it. So I don't like he was like explaining that all of his movies are going to be shown on Revolt. And so he did some type of deal about that, but still it's kind of murky. And then for real, just being honest, I ain't watched Revolt since I had AT&T Uverse. It's been some years.
That's what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
What?
Right. I had that over at the house. I've been gone from the house like 4 years. So yeah. So I don't know what the hell going on with Revolt. And you know, Revolt's not on YouTube TV. So I don't know. I didn't know it was a big deal that people are really watching Revolt still like that. You know, I watched it every now and again when I did have it. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the hell. I never took Dame as a liar. So for it to be showing that he's lying is weird. You know, but the whole interview, like if we're talking about the interview specifically, I felt like he was trolling the whole time. The shit was funny. And yeah, like from the jump, when he put the rules out, like, y'all not gonna talk over me, I'm not gonna talk over y'all. But we knew that was gonna happen. I just felt like I felt like he was trolling. And then when he got his OG on the mic, I thought that was a good moment.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was a great moment. You know, letting you know, the elders talk, and listening to their wisdom and what have you, especially with what he's been going through these past few months. You know, I thought that was an awesome play to have him talk. You know, but yeah, outside of that, you really can't take a Dame Dash interview that serious. So at least not the ones at the Breakfast Club. Maybe you can take them serious on another platform, but not at the Breakfast Club. You're gonna watch it for entertainment, and that's it. But what are your thoughts?
I'll let Melville go. What was your thoughts about that? Did you see that interview?
I did. I just thought it was a comedy skit. It was just like she said, pure entertainment.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Didn't take none of it serious at all.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard. It's hard because I mean, it looked like he was trolling them the whole time.
Okay. So one, I will say this. Just honestly, I've always been a Damon Dash fan, and this made me not become a Damon Dash. This gave me a real awakening, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
about Damon Dash and who he is as a person. One, I will say the thing that disappointed me the most was, for me as a man, I know I'm on this podcast and, you know, we spill the quote unquote tea, clock it, whatever young individuals try to do. But the thing that disappointed me the most was how openly he was about a certain individual's situation with his wife, but how he wasn't openly talking about what was going on with him. I think that's what disturbed me the most. I like, you want to talk this boss talk, and a broken clock is right 2 times a day, 100% of the time. It was things that I watched Damon Dash say, which is 100% true. One is, rich people don't spend their own money.
Yeah.
It's 100% true.
Well,
Rich people don't spend their own money. They spend other people's money because they get a percentage, and then they give the people that spent the money a percentage of that money as well, and then everything goes back home. 100% I knew that. Another thing that he said was 100% right. Was when he said, uh, they didn't know how business worked, because business is a whole different. When you talking business, that's a whole different lingo. That ain't your opinion. That ain't how you feel about certain situations. That ain't how the math is mathing. Like, you know, business is a different business, and that's a whole different conglomerate. You can have your opinion about something, but business is actually business. So these are two things that I will 100% say Damon Dash was completely right on.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else, Damon Dash is a liar, in my opinion, from what I see, because I don't know per se. But for me, Damon Dash is a liar, and not only is he a liar, he's also someone who, in my opinion, I believe he wants people to believe that he is something that he is not. And I think that's what breaks me the most.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would never say Damon Dash is not a boss. You get these people on TikTok, you get these people that are saying these things. No, Damon Dash is completely a boss. At the end of the day, he is calling his own shots and he is doing what he's doing. Is it bringing him revenue? I don't know. But what I will say is you can never say Damon Dash is not a boss.
Yeah.
But at the same time that Damon Dash is a boss, he makes bad decisions as far as management about being a boss. One is, as much as he talks about people talking too much, he does way too much talking.
Yeah.
You know, I shout out to Authentic Podcast. I said this on this podcast, and I'll say that on our podcast as well. If you are talking about somebody to generate a bag, I don't have a problem with that. But when you're talking about an individual, just to talk about an individual on social media, that is a bad move. It's a severely bad. If you're talking about somebody because of a case going on or something going on, and you know you're getting a bag from it, then yes, you're supposed to do that because that's your livelihood. That's how you're taking care of your family. But if you're just talking to just talk, that's a bad move. That's a flawed decision. As much as you talk about everybody else acting like they're women, you're being a woman on that. You're not capitalizing on the thing that you say, my nigga.
Yeah.
You know, the thing that bothered me the most is when he brought his OG up there. And his OG was trying to give them a sermon. He was literally trying to tell them something. But Dame went in there and got on some bitch made shit, in my opinion. And started talking about a nigga that can't even defend himself because he's not there. About what this man who's about to talk told this man. And I didn't like that shit at all. I'm like, man, like, as much as you keep on telling people they chatty Cathy's, you are really being a chatty Cathy right here. I was like, I don't understand this. Like, me and you both agree, like, this has to be staged. Because, like, ain't no way in the world.
Yeah.
That's my thought. Ain't no way in the world. This has to be a skit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't understand. I'm like, man, this gotta be. They had to script this.
Yeah.
It's like, why would you do that? Like, just to keep it quite 100 and keep it fair. The way he disrespected Charlemagne. If this was a regular interview, I don't give a fuck what I did in the past, my nigga. If you can't keep calling me gay.
That was a lot. That was
Listen, you got one gay. I'm just keeping one for me. You got one gay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how everybody else is, but you got one gay for me.
Yeah.
And it's no disrespect to the community. I'm just saying you got one gay just because you're trying to put me in the category that I'm not in. You got one gay, and then I'm a snap. And I'm not gonna snap on no. I'm about to tear the table up and that. I'm just about to tell you don't say that shit again. Now, if you say it again, then it's gonna be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that I had a problem with was he didn't want to talk about his shit, but he just want to talk about everybody else's problems. Nigga, you got problems on your own.
And I thought that was the point of him to come up there and try to clear some things up, because we've been seeing some things lately. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that's what his point was, but he was deflecting on the things he didn't want to talk about. But it's like, dang, you're here because this is what we want to talk about, you know? So I don't know. I don't know. Like it was a show. It was definitely a show. He ain't been up there in X amount of years, and when he's up there, he's always entertaining. So I just took it as that, you know.
Like I don't get that.
Because you're not gonna get no straight answer out of him. You're not. Especially when it's some stuff that's not gonna have him pan out to be in a good light.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna get no straight answer.
Nothing made you look good. And then the thing about it, like even breaking down everything, I would say this. Don't ever, like Charlamagne said it best. Like I'm working this job. I'm paying, my debts are paid. All of this. You can't never shoot down somebody that is being better than you. I don't give a fuck about how much you wake up on your own or you do this on your own. If you are not living better than me, you can't talk about what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. Like, I think Damon Dash is one of those niggas that irritates niggas so, because they'll tell you, oh man, you gotta wake up every day and you gotta work for another man. I would never work for another man. And then they gotta push they busted kicks down the street.
Yeah. Right. That be the killer part, you know what I'm saying? It be the motherfucker that ain't got no job trying to tell you what they ain't gonna do. And while you going to work and, you know, taking care of yourself.
Like, I get that.
To borrow $20.
That man said, y'all living in a coffin.
Mm-hmm.
Nigga, you are a walking
I ain't got
coffin.
no windows.
You're a walking coffin. You don't even have your own teeth.
Well, we're not gonna go there about the teeth.
Disclaimer: I'm not gonna disrespect Dame Dash. I'm not gonna disrespect him on the level of I'm not gonna disrespect whatever value Dame Dash has. But I will always be me. And I will say this off the flip. You can't talk about what somebody else is doing when their life looks superiorly better than what yours is right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
and that's just
being an employee ain't looking too bad.
Come on, man.
Being an employee ain't looking too bad.
I would never work here. I would never work here. Y'all live in a coffin. Y'all don't even have any windows. Nigga, you don't even have your own teeth.
Oh, we're not gonna go there about the teeth. Because I mean that could be a side effect to the diabetes,
it could be.
But
it could be 100%, or it could be about you not taking care of yourself, because that's been known. This nigga don't take care of himself.
Then there's that. I mean, I'm with you when you're right.
Like, yeah, let's just keep it 100. This nigga flat out said, I don't want to take medication. I'll eat peanut butter and drink orange juice.
Yeah. And you can't do that with diabetes.
Like, he said this shit. This is things that he said.
Right.
As a boss.
Right, as a boss. But he's the type of person you can't tell him nothing. So it's like, all right. You know what I'm saying? Like he's that type of person that think he know everything. You can be making 1000% sense, and because he don't want to listen, he don't give a damn about what you're saying.
And you gotta
Because
let him crash and burn.
yeah, like yeah, absolutely. Like you have to, go on ahead and watch it as it unfolds.
And so let's get into this perspective. Okay, so um, let's do this. This is a guy who is a superior liar.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to get off topic. This man said that he was going to be the chairman of Revolt. Now, they could have been in talkings and works of it. They could have been that kind, but Dame likes to manifest things for herself. And that's the thing I want to tell people. If you want to manifest things, you know what you don't want to do is tell everybody what you manifest. Because that's what gets you shut down.
Yeah, right.
He wanted to manifest that for himself, even for 30 days. And that shit got shut down because he wants to talk about some shit before this shit's supposed to happen. But then he turns around and says, Cameron was wrong. We're saying that he was the VP of Rockefeller before Dame announced it. Nigga, you're doing the same thing that Cam did.
Yeah, that's the funny part about all that is that he literally did the same thing. And that was one of the points of contentions with him and Jay-Z.
Exactly.
So
that was the thing that had you fall out there. If you didn't learn from that logic, then whatever happens to you happens to you.
Yeah.
Like I'm never gonna be one of those people that is going to side with a man that doesn't learn from his mistakes. I've made plenty of mistakes. I make mistakes every day. Shit, I made a mistake the other day. You know what I'm saying? Like this to be frank, I fucked up yesterday. But you don't think I learned from that? Like this nigga don't learn from his mistakes.
I don't know. Maybe he does learn. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. But I think it's all a front because he act like he don't make mistakes.
Yeah, that's how you know he don't learn from his mistakes.
But narcissists usually don't.
There you go. Say that again. Say that again.
Narcissists usually don't learn from their mistakes because they don't think they make any.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct.
That nigga's correct. Dame Dash is a narcissist.
Yeah, and I'm so tired of that word.
In a nutshell, and we've seen that play out in real time. We've seen a man. Now, be fair. So I be 100 with everybody that's listening to us on live. Dame Dash is not the broke that you think broke is.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Like Dame Dash ain't the broke that, know what I'm saying, that you see your crackhead uncle going through. That ain't Dame. Dame got some money. Dame just ain't used to the money that he has because he's been making more money from that.
Yeah. And he's had some failures in business that we have seen he just don't talk about. And I feel like he would be very beneficial to the culture if he would just be honest and talk about the success and the failure so people could learn from him, But when you don't even want to publicly acknowledge what we've been seeing and actually have an honest conversation about what we've been seeing, like we're going to look at you like a joke, like how we're looking at this interview,
But he would never do that on the simple fact
he would never do that.
Dame Dash always, and that's the problem with Dame. Dame always wants people to look at him like he's something bigger than what he really is. And that's why he didn't like other people taking charge of shit that was going on with Rockefeller. because Dame wanted to be in the front of that shit.
Yeah.
Like that was really the downfall of Rockefeller.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not downplaying Dame Dash when I say this. Dame Dash is an incredible entrepreneur. One of the innovators of what you see hip hop as far as independence. He's one of the forefathers of that. The problem is he's too worried about what people think about him, and so he'll put a bunch of lies up instead of aligning things that are better for him.
Yeah.
And that's just my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, because there's no way in the world, it's no way in the world where someone could have Rockefeller and Rockaware and then own a part of Ace, what is that? Ace, what was that drink they had back?
Armadale.
Armadale.
Yeah.
Like, he had a stake in all of this. And you mean to tell me all of that lined you up to waiting to get your dentures done?
Well, no, that's a process. He's not waiting to get them done. It's a process.
Now, I understand it's a process. This process has been going on for a long fucking time, though.
It takes a long time.
Now, okay, so I will say this. Because I had somebody argue with me on Instagram about this. And so the only thing I can honestly say about this is my pops. I love my pops to death. My pops had bad teeth. My pops went through the whole rigmarole. He got shit solidified in his mouth. So they had to go through this whole process of lining his gums up. He had to go through the process. You know how long that process takes? 3 to 7 months.
Well,
so if I know my pops don't have Dame Dash money,
yeah,
but I know my pop's mouth costs $20,000.
Well, this is the thing though, because Dame Dash said that he was getting implants, and it sounds like he already had implants before. So you know, you got to implant the post, and that takes time. And then if he had them before, that means that they have to remove them, and then takes time. And then you go back in, that takes time. And then you screw in the teeth or whatever, and that takes time. So it's a really long process. And then
it's a long process. It's a painful process.
Yeah, but he got to heal. He got to do all that, and on top of that,
I was about to say. So Miss Melba, you hit that shit right on the head. I'm like, no, that has everything to do with him not taking care of himself. Yeah, because they have a process you go through.
Yeah, but it takes about at least 6 months for him to heal. And on top of that, he's diabetic. Us diabetics take us a longer time to heal than regular people. So as far as that is concerned, yeah, that is true that he was saying. Like, it's a long process, and it's a very expensive process on top of that. I think like one implant is like between like 10 to 15 or something like that.
No, it's not. It's
how
not.
much? We're talking about what Dame Dash is doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't going to the regular dentist. He going to a high-end dentist. I'm sure he going to a New York dentist on top of that. So yeah, like that's a long, expensive process. That may not be 10 to 15, but
what I'm saying is, okay. So only thing I'm saying is this. This is how you know. Dame Dash doesn't pay attention to what he gets taken care of, because you can get everything that y'all said is 100% right, from Miss Melba to Lindsay. Everything y'all said is 100% right. What I will say is, I've watched this process happen. My pops had bad teeth. He got all his teeth removed, and he had to get screws and everything put in his mouth. He had to get implants. He had to do the whole 9 yards. He had to spend money. My pops got $1 million smile. Because cost him 20 racks for it. And the reason why, one, is because he was taking care of himself. Everything they told him he needed to do, he did.
Mm-hmm.
Dame is he's fucking up the process trying to be Dame.
No.
That's the problem. If they tell you, hey man, you can't drink for 4 months because we got to make sure your gums is strong.
It's healing, yeah.
Yeah, and healing. And he turns around and he turns up every night and he drinks some rock and he drinks and he does. You're doing that to yourself. You're costing yourself more money, and you think because you're rich you can do that. You're fucking your body up.
Yeah, just the fact that it sounds like he already had them before and he got to go back in and get a whole new set. That's a problem in itself.
That shows you that he's not taking care of himself.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because he's done this before. And they told you, if you keep doing this, it's going to fuck up.
Right.
Like, that's the whole thing in a nutshell. My pops had to go through all that shit. I remember that shit, nigga. My pops wouldn't even open his mouth.
Yeah.
Like, my pops was one of them niggas, like, my pops talk. My pops love to talk to you. And my pops was, at one point, he was one of them niggas that be like, that's it. And you knew what it was, because he had to open his mouth. You got him fucked up because you fucking up his process.
Right.
So I'm like, I get, he having money. He just was spending money dumbly. Because it only costs I'm telling y'all, look at my pops. My pops got a beautiful mouth. Pause. Severely pause. But if my pops talk to you, you'd be like, damn, I never knew there was implants. Like, yeah. Nah, he has but he paid money, and he paid altogether. I think he paid $22,000 for that.
Yeah,
it don't cost that money. I don't care what he talking about. He was like, yeah, and it's diamonds in them. Them is fronts, nigga. You ain't know what I'm saying. You ain't got your shit done how they supposed to be done. Even if you got diamonds in your mouth, it is a regimen that you need to go through.
Yeah, it is. But we shall see in the upcoming months or what have you. If he even brings us in on the whole process. Like, I think they only addressed the teeth part because he did that live where his teeth fell out. So, yeah, that's the only reason why I think it was even addressed. But and
he still got dentures. That's the wild part. That shit happened a long time ago.
It wasn't that long ago.
Like, think about it. In the process of getting your, I don't know if people understand, but in the process of getting your implants, that happened a long time ago. You can get your implants. You just gotta work the regimen. Because you gotta think that whole my teeth fall out was damn near the end of 2024. Nigga, we're at the end of 2025.
Yeah. Well, in his defense, he could have been just now using the dentures. So, and that's probably the reason why they fell out, because he didn't know how to work them. I don't know. Got to get that poly grip. But
Dame just gotta take better care of himself, man. He doesn't take care of himself.
I agree. It would be great for him to take better care of himself, because he got a lot of people that's dependent on him. But yeah, that's Dame Dash. So yeah, that is the topics. Like I said, we'll talk about David next week because there is still a lot coming out about that situation. But I have a final thought. Everybody that says something to you is not necessarily a negative thing. And I'm gonna need men to quit being so damn light skinned.
Wow.
Because get out of your feelings. Like, geez, Louise.
You want to elaborate on where you got that final thought from?
Sure. So I was on TikTok yesterday looking at people's lives or whatever. I came across this dude's live. I don't even remember his name. But I came across this dude's live that looked like a light-skinned Jeezy. So I didn't think it was a negative thing for me to tell him he looked like a light-skinned Jeezy. And so I told him, and the motherfucker muted me for the live.
Wow.
I was like, really? So not only do you look like a light-skinned Jeezy, you act light-skinned. Get out your feelings, because that wasn't even an insult. At least I didn't take it as an insult. Now, if you think Jeezy is hideous, then sure. But I don't think Jeezy is hideous. So
I ain't even gonna lie to you, because it is certain people that and you know this already. It is certain people that people compare me to that I totally get mad at.
yeah, but will you mute them for the live if somebody said that?
I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would. But like, dude, remember I told you, like, anytime anybody tells me I look like Scrappy or Scrappy with dreadlocks, I immediately just be like, get the fuck out of here.
Which is so crazy because Scrappy ain't ugly.
I'm not saying Scrappy is ugly. I just know I don't look like Scrappy. Like, for me.
Yeah. And I get it, but it's not that deep for you to mute somebody on a live. And I didn't say no LOL, I wasn't cracking jokes or nothing like that. You can clearly see because I was supporting the live. So if I'm supporting the live, why would I insult you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it was just stupid. It was stupid. And I was just like, oh, you acted real light skinned. Let me
Yeah, I'm just playing devil's advocate, but the truth be told, it's like, yeah, some people don't like that. They just want to be them.
You can be you all day, but you look like a light skinned Jeezy. Shit. Like, what? Blame your parents. Don't blame
me. Yeah.
But yeah, but that's my final thought. These niggas out here really be acting light skinned. And I'm over it.
Your final thought is niggas be acting light skinned.
Right.
That is crazy. All right.
But see, if I'm Cardi B, it would be accepted for me to say that. But
yeah, 100%.
I digress. What's Jerry's final thought?
My Jerry's final thoughts is this: we've seen what everything we talked about. The whole thing in a nutshell. With what we talked about, with everybody is, just be aware of what's going on in the now. Like, pay attention. There's a lot of things going on that a lot of us are privy to. We just don't allow ourselves to get the enough information to even tunnel or funnel it to ourselves. So pay attention to what's going on. Don't listen to everybody else. Don't just base your opinion off of you heard this from this source, or you heard this from TikTok, or you heard this from YouTube. Actually do your research and try to figure out actually what's going on. That's going to not only help you make the better decisions on how to move, but it's also going to help you to understand that you have to be your own person and you have to stand on your own merits and your own morals. Don't rely on some random person to tell you what's going on. Actually see it, actually know what's happening, and then you make your own discernment of what you have to move on. And as always, take care of yourself and others.
All right. Well, definitely thank you for Jerry's final thought. And we want to thank everyone who watched, whether you watched on YouTube or on TikTok. Ms. Melba, thank you absolutely for chiming in. Great conversation. Please come back. And this was episode 175 of the Ish We Talk, and we will see you guys for episode 176. Bye.
Exactly.